Hello and good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on our impact call this morning. My name is Brenda Petru. For those of you who don't know me, I am a co-founder of a humanitarian project that we have called the Giving Tree. And we're going to share with you a little bit about what has been happening and some of the growth that we're experiencing and some of the wonderful ways that we've been able to help to impact lives of many throughout the last week. So we'll start with just I love this visual because what you're doing matters and the impact that you're making is making a difference. And I hope that you are feeling that as well. So I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about doTERRA's Healing Hands Foundation. This is actually why the Giving Tree works, is because of doTERRA and the work that they're doing with their Healing Hands Foundation, and specifically with their 72-hour emergency hygiene kit. This is a kit that you can purchase from doTERRA that are include some hygiene essentials that you would need if you were in a difficult situation. So including shampoo and conditioner, some hand sanitizing wipes, some deep blue rub, some toothpaste, bandages, and also a tea tree touch. The tea tree touch is a little roll-on of essential oil, and it's diluted with fractionated coconut oil, so you can use it directly on the skin with no trouble. You would definitely want to have a situation like that in an emergency situation, and it can be used for small cuts, abrasions. It's also one of my favorites for cold sores and other issues where you might be experiencing fungus or the beginning of infection, that kind of thing. Also really great for earaches. So this is like that thing, right? If there was one oil, this is a really, really good one. Also included is a toothbrush and a washcloth to help this. And you see down in the bottom, as I said, 8,300 were delivered by over 50 wellness advocates. I actually included that because last week we talked about the Lahaina, the fires in Lahaina, and that's how many were delivered in Lahaina during the third quarter of this year. But I just forgot to take that mention off. And today we actually are going to hear from Denise, who's going to be talking about what is happening and what you guys are doing in Canada. Denise, are you ready?
I am. Thanks, Brenda.
You bet.
So these beautiful hygiene kits that doTERRA develops are available in the U.S. market, but the kit as a whole is not available in Canada. So we have lots of Canadians that are super excited to share and with people. And so we looked at what is it that we can do now until hopefully those kits become available on this side of the border. From the ordering on the Canadian side. And so we thought, well, most of the pieces are also offered, not the toothbrushes, not the face cloths, but we could get a lot of the Canadians started on contributions by purchasing the pieces of these kits in their monthly LRP orders. So some of us have already done that this last month, and now we're like, okay, now where do we want them to go? So what we're planning on doing is getting together as a local community and putting together the pieces that we have. And a little bird tells me we may get access to more of them from corporate office too. So we're hoping that happens. And we're just putting our feelers out right now where they're going to go. We're looking at there's my neighbor runs a soup kitchen in our local community, and we first approached her to see if she could use those for some of her clients that come and go regularly from her service. So that's kind of where we're at. We're just starting, the ball's just starting to clumsily roll. So we're excited.
Oh, it's so good. And I love that. I love that you said that. And it's amazing how, the word is spreading and more people are getting excited about it. And so we expect to see, even with the clumsy roll, the thing is going to be really taking off. And I'm so excited for what you guys are doing in Canada. So thank you so much for all of you who are participating in that market. Now Brian could not be with us this morning because he is actually in a meeting with Imprint Hope, but Brian is the founder of Doctor's Choice, which is the creator, the maker of that product that they make in Uganda. There's a porridge that is filled with vitamins and good things. And then there's also the ready to use therapeutic food. They call it an RUTF. And you see the little girl eating that. It's peanut butter, moringa, and selenium and many other nutrients. It's a highly dense, nutrient dense food that they use to support those who are chronically malnourished. So this morning, as he's meeting with Imprint Hope, where they're making some plans about things that they're going to be doing going forward and continuing to help to support these children. And I think we showed this picture the last couple of times, but this is one of their stories that they sent to us, and we are so happy to be able to see the different things. But one of the things that I wanted to point out is that as they do this this project, you know, some of the little measurements that they do, they measure the upper arm of the child and you can see if you read through the graphic here, you can see that there was a great improvement from October 4th. Actually, I think she came in on August 17th. She was able to really make the food makes a big difference. And this is what you're doing with your donations. Remember, as you purchase the hygiene kits and you build your giving tree, then there's income that starts to come back to you. And so what we ask you to do is to go ahead and make a donation to Families Mentoring Families, which I'll talk about next, because they are the partner with the Doctor's Choice that sends the funding over there to help feed the people. So Families Mentoring Families is an organization. It's a 501c3 they actually are based in Utah, but they work in Ghana. And now they also work in Uganda and Kenya, and they have over 100 literacy centers. I think the number is 114 now, and they work on trafficking and sorry, I messed that up. I thought I had these pictures. They support and help with literacy centers, helping people to read. They do vocational training. They do some agricultural training for them. They do leadership training, which is absolutely phenomenal. And the people that they support are people that have been involved in all kinds of vulnerable situations. So whether they just don't know how to read because it's not very common in their communities, or whether they have been trafficked and are part of our aftercare program, they come in and learn all of these pieces. Depending on what they already know, they might be starting at the very beginning with the literacy and agricultural programs. This week, Families Mentoring Families, I think last week, if you heard us on the call, Becky was talking about there are over 300 girls that have escaped from trafficking in Jordan and have now they're trying to get home to Ghana. And there are a number also from Uganda as well. And we can't help everyone all at once, but we definitely can do something. And we were successful in getting one of the girls a ticket home, and we are working again for another. It just costs money
Hey
to
guys,
do
I'm
this.
sorry, but I have to run. I got on a meeting.
Hi, we're recording. Oh, sorry, there you go. Whoops. Anyway, so that is happening. Those girls, we've started that ball also clumsily rolling. It takes about $100 US dollars to get the paperwork correct to get these girls able to get home. And so those are some other things that are happening with your donations when you make a donation to Families Mentoring Families. So we thank you for all of that. Okay, moving on. Oh, how do I do this? I got through it once. Can I get there again? Or how do I? Nope. Okay, stop share because that one it's got a little embedded thing there. And so it gets confused. I don't know. If we can. There we go. Nope, I'm still not there. Okay, I have to like stop this whole thing. I apologize. I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit. All right, for this next piece, I wanted to talk a little bit more about doTERRA, and simply from the standpoint of like, how does this work? A lot of people ask us, how is this even working? And the reason that it works is because, again, doTERRA sells that product, which is the hygiene kit, and then they donate that product immediately to the Healing Hands Foundation. And then that aid is then given all over the world. And all donations that go to the Healing Hands Foundation are 100% donations. All of the administrative and overhead expenses are covered by doTERRA. So I wanted to just make that super clear. So now the reason that I want to show you this next video is because I want you to understand something about doTERRA. doTERRA is the largest essential oil company in the world, and they have created an amazing essential oil market. The reason you probably know about essential oils is because doTERRA hit the market about 15 years ago and really, really started making an impact. And one of the things that they did that was so important to them was called co-impact sourcing. And co-impact sourcing is, well, they do it simply because they do it because it makes it good on both sides of the bottle. So not only for the people who are purchasing essential oils, but also for people who are growing. And so I'm going to show you this short little 2-minute video. I hope it's going to work. Are you seeing the video, or are you still seeing the picture?
Yeah, we're seeing the video, but if you optimize for video share, it'll be less choppy.
Thank you for reminding me about that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. There we go.
But you have to ask yourself, was it ethically and sustainably sourced, and are they pure and free of adulterations? With the increased popularity of essential oils, too many companies, big and small, are in the dark as to where their oils are coming from. Some even intentionally take advantage of farmers and distillers while cutting corners and padding profits. They advertise their products as 100% pure when they truly have no visibility into who is producing the oils or how it's being done. They did, however, wrap it in a pretty label and bought some Google ad space. It's easy for a consumer to get lost in this growing marketplace. Since 2008, doTERRA has sold more than 187 million bottles of essential oils to nearly 9.8 million customers worldwide. They trust doTERRA because we only source the very best essential oils in the world. Since many plants grown for essential oils thrive in developing countries, doTERRA is committed to making sure the lives of each farmer, harvester, and distiller are better because of our partnership. We call this co-impact sourcing. Positive impact for everyone along the entire supply chain, and the purest essential oils for you. Our co-impact sourcing commitment is to 1, be directly involved at the source. Through this, we know the people and processes involved. 2, ensuring positive social impact, including job creation, fair labor conditions, and even community development projects. And 3, environmental stewardship and sustainability. You get the highest quality and most effective essential oils, along with the knowledge that your purchase protects growers and distillers from being cheated by middlemen and large corporations. When you purchase a doTERRA essential oil, you can be a conscious consumer and know you are getting oils that are not only traceable, but are proven and tested to work for you and those you care about. To learn more about co-impact sourcing and our sourcing guiding principles, and to hear the stories from farmers and distillers across the globe, visit sourcetoyou.com. doTERRA, pursue what's pure.
Okay, awesome. Denise, I just saw your text. Do you want to announce that? That'd be awesome.
Okay, has my camera on? I think my video stopped, but you got my voice anyway. So a member of our team was just helping at the soup kitchen, and she confirmed that the manager of the soup kitchen would love to have our first round of hygiene kits. So we're very excited about that.
Oh, that is just great news. So thank you for that. Okay, so now that you know about what's happening with your donations and all of those things, we want to talk to you a little bit about the essential oil itself and the free product that you're receiving. In Canada, you're going to be receiving Copaiba, which we'll be talking about next week. And in the US, you'll be we will be receiving clove oil. So Mont is going to share with us a little bit about clove. And Mont, I have, I have a couple of slides, but I'll just move around according to what you are saying. So go ahead, and thank you so much for what you're sharing with us today.
Perfect. Yeah, so clove is, I mean, it's a fan favorite, right? That little spicy, Christmassy kind of scent. Clove actually has done quite a lot in comparison with just how many lives it's impacted. The doTERRA sources their clove from Indonesia and Madagascar specifically they've created about 9,000 sourcing jobs in Madagascar, and all of those people that have jobs, have family or people that they're supporting. So it really has supported, close to, it's 45,000 in Madagascar alone. And then of course they have there's another sourcing from Indonesia. With Madagascar, just the climate there is kind of what they're looking for clove trees. And the story of the family in the video that we'll just go over really quickly. They have the farmers it's called Mananjeri, and it's on the eastern coast of Madagascar. So this was similar to, we talked about spearmint in India. The crops they traditionally grow, those farmers, are coffee and rice. It's a good climate for those as well. But those are kind of long-term crops, right? Like rice is not a quick crop. And furthermore, oftentimes in these kinds of communities, there's no police, there's no labor laws, there's nothing like that. And so if all of the middlemen can get together and say, hey, don't offer the farmers any more than this much for coffee, the farmers are forced to take that price of coffee regardless of whether or not it's enough for them. And then the middlemen will take it to the market. They'll sell it for the same price and make a larger profit. So it's Joseph and Rosine are the people in this story, and those two crops, rice and coffee, weren't providing a sufficient income. But harvesting and selling clove provides that additional income stream, and doTERRA does have contractual obligations with their farmers to buy all of the product that meets doTERRA's standard. So they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, we don't really need any of this right now, anything like that. And they, again, make fair on-time payments, buy at full price, that kind of thing, which has just really changed these people's lives. So these two people, Joseph and Rosine, their son wants to be a doctor, and they're in this very small village. There's no school. They don't even actually have a doctor in the village. And so kind of the plan, the vision there for them is to save and get their son to be able to go somewhere, get an education as a doctor, and then to come back and be the village doctor.
Wow.
So that, I thought that was really cool, that, all of this from, again, like this is community, right? It's not, we're looking more at impact and the planet over just how much are we making. Are we doing good in the world with the products that we're creating, with the ideas that we're planting, all of that. So yeah, that's the free product in the US. So using clove is kind of a hot oil. So make sure you have something nearby to dilute with it. You can put it in the diffuser just directly. It's great for gums. It's an awesome antioxidant. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's in the LLV as an antioxidant.
It is. That's true.
So in the multivitamin complex that doTERRA has. But yeah, awesome for teeth and gums, and then that antioxidant property as well. Again, it's a spicy oil. So if you were to use it on your skin or anything, you'd want to dilute it with the fractionated coconut oil or just any oil that you have. Yeah, but it's
Very
a
good.
yummy one.
Also, can be used for, here's a few other uses, but I know of a person who wanted to have a natural dentist experience, and she asked the doctor to use clove as the numbing agent. And so he just like used a toothpick, or not a toothpick, a Q-tip, and would just add more clove oil as she went through that. So that was kind of an interesting story. Really amazing for a toothache. If you've got a toothache that comes on suddenly in the middle of the night, it will definitely get you through until you can get to your dentist to be able to take care of that. So also excellent. You can add it to your toothpaste. You can put it in a veggie cap, or you can take it in our vitamins. And then also you can use it as a warming, energizing massage. And you can also put it in the diffuser. So there were a lot of different blends, but if you want to snag a screenshot of this one is an autumn leaf smell, and you can see it's got clove, cedar wood, which is kind of a woody, and then Siberian fir, which is more of like that Christmas tree kind of thing, and put in the wild orange, and you've got a nice scent for autumn. So that's what we have for you today for our impact call. If you are curious about getting started and you're not really sure how all of it works, or you want to know a little bit more, then you can just let us know as soon as actually hang on, and we will do it again. I cannot obviously read notes from people at the same time as I'm talking. So all right, so I'll stop the recording, and we will head into a little bit more Q&A and information about how Giving Tree works and how to get started if you would like.